Hey YouTube, Jethro here. So we was talking about the rain and the drought and stuff. At the end of the video I showed off that we actually got an inch and a half just after I made that video. Well, we got another round here. Of course they say in Kansas if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. Well, back over here, nice clear skies just north of us. It's tearing it up. Pretty severe storms rolling through about 10-15 miles north of where I'm at. Everybody under severe watch, except for us. It's going to skip my garden. So here's a shot of the garden right now, and you know, I still got some life in the tomato plants. I know a lot of it's dying out and having to climb through them. I broke a lot, but still got a lot of growth on top, a few blossoms here and there. So it's going to make it. Sunflower plants. I have the sun on me, so I'm having a hard time seeing all this. But I got a couple different sunflower plants. I got some on the other side of the garden. But what I'm fixing to do right now, I'm getting a late start, but it doesn't matter. I have the seed. I cleaned out this area of my garden, pretty much weed killed an area right there, and I didn't do it open sprayingly. I took in there with a brush and just kind of brushed the grass itself. Well, kind of a broom actually. And another thing, sweet potato update. Like I said, those things have a heck of a ground cover. They vine out everywhere. If you get them out early on, it just makes a good cover. Brussels sprouts, you know, I was kind of worried about them through the drought, but we're fixing to have a break in the weather where I'm at. They're talking this weekend. Temperatures are supposed to be high. Tomorrow with like 87, and the next day of, or no, not tomorrow's 95, then Friday's 87, and then like 90 degrees for a few days. So, I mean, we might have just broke the hot weather. I hope we did, the severe hot, and start getting moisture back. So I'm gonna till this area up here, this area up over here. I'm gonna go back in and get my fall stuff ready. I'm gonna sow seed right to the ground of cabbage. You know, if it makes, it makes. If it doesn't, but it's gonna be really close. The carrots, I'm gonna put them in the ground. They're I think a 80-day before maturity, so I'll have a good shot at them. I think I'm gonna run with the carrots, some beets, cabbages for fall kraut making, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and shoot in some cucumbers again and go ahead and put my cattle panels up to let them climb on. So it's just a little update. Hey YouTube, Jethro here. So about 3 days ago or so, 4 days, I'd said I was going to work on the garden, and I have off and on, but what I've got accomplished so far, the wires once again keep the dogs out, and it seems to work. They're not hot, but they don't know that. But I ended up putting in a full row of lettuce. I've got a full row of carrots. I've got a full row of spinach. The lettuce and spinach will definitely come in, and we'll be eating them before winter. The carrots, they should come in. They probably be shorties, but they'll still be in the ground. I'll cover them up with leaves this fall and just pick them as I need them throughout the winter. Right here I've got about 5 short rows of beets, which should come on out. Out here I ended up putting in a full row of cucumbers, put in another row of different types of lettuces, right here full row of radishes, and on here, the hills, I put in another 10 hills worth of squash. Of course, I don't see, yeah, you can see it. Tomato plants are still loaded. A lot of the plants have died, or some of them have died. Part of them still got some good green left to them with this temperature break. I'll be able to nurse them back to a little bit of health and keep at least my cherry tomatoes going. But I've canned so many tomatoes, I'm not worried about it. There's a shot of the sweet potatoes right here by the Brussels sprouts, which we're going to have a good Brussels sprout harvest this year. Sweet potatoes, we're going to get a few. Also, over on the far side, where I worked that up over there, now I spread this whole area in turnip seed before winter hits. And we have turnips throughout the winter. For you guys that's got raised beds or anything small, think about doing turnip seeds. That puts the nitrogen back in the ground, and a lot of the turnips I don't even pick. I leave them in there, and come the next season, for raised beds, I guess you could just cut them up and bury them. Let the worms come in and take care of them. For anybody that uses a big tiller, I pick what I want of turnips, turnip greens, and I till the rest of it in. Now one thing about turnips is if it does freeze, don't pick your turnip when it freezes, because when they thaw out they'll be mushy. But if it freezes and then a few days later it heats back up. If you let the natural ground temperature in the air thaw that turnip out and go out there and pick it, it will go right back to its normal flavor. It won't be mushy. And I mean, we harvest them off and on all winter long, just leaving them in the ground. Unless you get a super hard freeze, then it might do something. But we had snow on the ground for, here about 3 years ago, we had snow on the ground for a week. And after it was all done, everything thawed out, I went back out there a couple warm days and I plucked turnips and they were still good. So anyhow, here's a little garden update. Dove season's real close and I got 2 of them sitting here looking at me. But Jethro out.